Welcome to Negativland Communication Networks. Please begin sim live transmission.
This transmission has been modified from its original format.
There's a lot of agreement in this field already, and much has already been done. So it is absolutely essential that we do all understand each other, that we mean the same things by the same words, and that we can communicate by radio, telephone, or the modern ADP. Now, in this area, much work has already been done, and agreement has been reached in many areas. However, technology continues to advance, and somewhat contrary to what you may have heard, we've done quite a lot in this strive. We've got a long way, but in radio, we still need to go a bit further. There is a lot of further work required to be done. Thus, we in the agency strive for continual communications and language between radios, telephones and the like, and now, of course, between procedures and documentation. Again, here, progress has been achieved, but frankly, it has already been done somewhere, so there is room for much more. And in the meanwhile, our national and international communications, and that we mean acting in this case on my behalf, are constantly employed, but they also travel at high speed and at very low level, and in my view will always require to be being kept up to date to ensure that we can continue to communicate together.
Like stealing, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing. Stealing everything that traffic will allow. Nowhere could you get that happy feeling when you are stealing people like show people. There's no stealing like stealing show people. The headaches, the heartaches, the backaches, the flop. Even when you are stealing the turkey that you know will fold, you may be stealing out in the cold. Still you wouldn't change it for a sack of gold. the music business people don't allow. Yesterday they told you put your music would not go far. That night you open and there you are, stealing music. Let's go on with the, on with the. Let's go on with stealing the.
We're just talking about whether it's convenient for you. I'm talking about overbreath in this law.
Hello, Dead Dog Records.
Pick up some tapes. Listen to the current recording.
Current recording.
The one you're making as we speak.
Hold on a minute. Got you guys are listening to everything.
The bugs are there for your protection.
I know.
You either have no ability to use this for any purpose whatsoever, either for free or for money. You want to test me in the courts? If we did not buy ownership, we bought exclusivity. And if you want to try and check me out, and you go ahead and try and do something with it, and I'm going to sue your ass. You can never use it without our permission.
Maybe he's right.
So I sent you the check. I own it or I control it. You can never use it for anything without my permission. And if you want to challenge me, we'll go to court tomorrow and I'll prove you wrong. And you want to find out? Let's go.
Maybe he's right.
I'm telling you the facts of law and the facts of reality here. The reality is I gave you money, I own it or I control it. If you want to try and do something with it, I'm going to sue you. You never use it for any purpose again or I will sue you.
Maybe he's right.
I own the copyright stuff. Get a fucking lawyer. Go get a lawyer right now. Let's have it out. I am not going to piss around with you about this. You can't use it without my permission for anything forever. Got it? Get a lawyer, because you're going to need one.
Maybe he's right. Maybe there is something the matter with me.
I'm going to sue your ass.
I just don't see how a world that makes such wonderful things could be bad.
You want to test me in the court?
Look at this stuff.
I own it.
Isn't it neat?
I control it.
Wouldn't you think my collection's
You want
complete?
to find out?
Wouldn't you think I'm the girl?
Let's go.
Girl who has
Let's go.
everything.
You can never use it without our permission.
Look at this trove.
I own it.
Treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold?
I'm telling you.
Looking around here you think.
I own it
Sure.
or I control it.
She's got everything.
Can't use it.
I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty.
You want to challenge me?
I've got blues hits and what fits galore.
Sue your ass.
You want thingamabobs?
Fucking lawyer.
I got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more.
Oh, about that. I'm going to be copied. I'm going to be copied.
Go get a lawyer right now. Let's have it out.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
I am not going to...
I need some more. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Don't ask what for.
Piss around with you about this.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
For anything.
I need some more.
Forever.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
For anything.
Don't ask what for.
Forever.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
For anything.
I need some more.
Forever.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Forever.
Don't ask what for.
Your lawyer.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
For anything.
I need some more.
Forever.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Forever.
Don't ask what for.
Got it?
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
For anything.
I need some more.
Forever.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
For anything.
Don't ask what for.
policing and all this international law to make profit out of his own ungenerosity to humankind.
Now, we're up to our long-distance dedication. And this one is about kids and pets and a situation that we can all understand, whether we have kids or pets or neither. It's from a man in Cincinnati, Ohio. And here's what he writes. Dear Casey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's start again. From coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please. That's the letter U and the numeral 2. The four-man band features Adam Clayton on bass, Larry Mullen on drums, Dave Evans, nicknamed The Edge, on... This is bullshit. Nobody cares. These guys are from England, and who gives a shit?
Oh, yeah.
Just a lot of wasted names that don't mean diddly shit.
For sure. You guys don't know where he's at. So much shit about you.
This is bullshit. This is bullshit.
Sounds like it's portable, too.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit?
So, yeah, it is quality.
Diddly shit, diddly shit, diddly shit, diddly shit.
Right.
Nobody cares.
It's getting stronger all the time here.
Snuggles.
Yeah.
Snuggles.
Oh, yeah.
Snuggles.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He was a little dog named Snuggles. This is American Top 40. This is American Top 40. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions. And then you got to go into somebody dying. God damn it, if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it. Why are we doing these instrumentals? Because we got them? But I don't understand it. This is also nothing new. I don't understand it. This is also nothing new. I don't understand it.
I think that people read more into the music than is really there.
Will somebody find out the goddamn answer?
In the 50s, they considered it vulgar and despicable to have songs like Teach Me Tonight, Let's You If I Call For Them, All of You If I Call For Them. Those were considered euphemisms for something dirty.
Who gives a shit?
Some vulgar, dirty act.
Diddly shit.
The Kingston Trio sang a song that used the word damn. It was banned on the radio.
God damn it.
In the 60s, there was a song called Louie Louie.
God damn it.
Upside backwards.
God damn it.
Every way they could play it, looking for the dirty message.
God.
They never found the dirty message. The FCC was brought in.
Oh, fuck.
In the 70s, people went through the same experience, looking for the dirtiness of the song. I really don't think that the satanic message is bad.
Snuggles. What? goddamn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a fucking up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn death dedication. It's a last goddamn time I want somebody to use his fucking brain to not come out of a goddamn record that is, that's up-tempo, and I gotta talk about a fucking dog dying.
That guy gets fucked with so much shit. Silver shithead again. Who knows? You might be the straightest kid in town.
What is this fucking ponderous, man? Ponderous, fucking ponderous. This is American Top 40, right here on the radio station you grew up with. Music Radio 138. Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck you, Liz. Fuck you too, Richard. Oh, fuck you, Liz. Fuck you too, Richard. Yeah, I'd love to. Shit. Oh, I'm such a nice kid, though.
The autonomous Komi Republic, which is part of the Russian Federation, is situated in the far northwest of Europe and spreads up to the Arctic part of the Ural Mountains. It's crossed by 9 northern parallels. 10 fair-sized European states could be placed on its territory. Besides indigenous residents, that is, the Komi people, there are also Russians, Ukrainians, Nenetses, Chuvashis, and Tartars. And now let's go back into history a little bit. A boy lying on skins behind our backs was turning the knobs of a small transistor radio. And the tent was suddenly filled with an announcer's voice speaking Komi. Then with music from Moscow, followed by English and French speech.
The recording was made at the Moscow Theater of Musical Miniatures.
Now, back to modern times.
Your attention, please. At the recommendation of the International Time Bureau, commencing at 23 hours, 59 minutes, 60 seconds UTC, an extra second will be inserted into the NBS time scale. This adjustment is required to maintain internationally coordinated universal time as broadcast from these stations in close agreement with UT1 or astronomical time.
WA6ODB with a question.
And,
Do you know how many time zones there are in the Soviet Union?
And about power. We got so much power now.
Do you know how many time zones there are in the Soviet Union?
We got so much power now. That's ridiculous.
Do you know how many time zones there are in the Soviet Union?
Power and all that. That's power. We got so much power. That's ridiculous.
We have
power, power, and power, and power, power, and power now. It's ridiculous. We got so much power now.
Do you know how many time zones there are in the Soviet Union?
It's not even funny.
That's
ridiculous.
Do you know how many?
It's not even funny.
That's
ridiculous.
Do you know how many?
That's ridiculous.
Do you know how many times?
That's ridiculous. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. It's not even funny.
Do you know how many time zones there are in the Soviet Union?
It's not even funny. How many time zones?
Yeah. We have 4 in this country, right?
How many time zones?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
4 in this country, right?
Yes, sir. 4. 1, 2, 3. Yes, sir.
Right?
1, 2, 3. Yes, sir. 4 time zones?
Yeah. We have 4 in this country, right?
No, sir.
We have.
Yes, sir. And
do you know how many time zones they have?
Yes, sir. 4. No, sir. I never really studied that up.
11.
11. It's not even funny.
11.
11. That's ridiculous.
11.
11. Well, that's what we can do. We can go anywhere because we live here. We can go anywhere else.
But not only the right of free travel, I'm saying 11.
11. 1, 2, 3. Yes, sir.
11.
11.
That's how big they are.
Yeah. 11.
That's how big they are.
Yeah. I can believe that. I'm a firm believer in that.
You right?
1, 2, 3. 4. Yes, sir. 1, 2. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Soviet Union's the whole half side of the world.
Yeah.
And we're just one little tenth of the globe.
Yeah.
When you talk about fighting, we're a country that we're a firm believer on Christ, and it's called help thy neighbor, do not killed, not, you know, steal, cheat, lie from everybody. That's why we have to have computers, because man, nobody is perfect. You know? It's not even funny. And about power, man, nobody is perfect. You know?
So what is your point?
Nobody is perfect. You know?
So what is your point, Glenn?
There's two things you don't talk about. One's politics, and the other one's religion. The reason you don't talk about them is because they combine in each other. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know how many time zones there are in the Soviet Union?
You know what I'm saying?
Don't you kid yourself. Thanks, Glenn, for the, just thanks for the good thoughts.
This concludes our transmission to Oceania. However, listeners in East Asia may continue listening on the following shortwave frequencies: 6110, 7230, 9565, 9760, 15160, and 15425 kilohertz. Separate them.
Here it comes. Whoever signs this order.
Our Father, which art in heaven, humble words. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender. Trenchant words. Give me liberty. Give me liberty, or give me death. Thundering words.
The strongest word. The strongest word. The strongest word. Persuasive. The strongest word. Expressive words. The strongest word. Inspirational words. The strongest word is still the word free. Grateful words. Free. Enlightening words. Human words. The word free. The strongest word is still the word free.
Men have lived for words.
Happy words.
Men have died for words. Pointed words. Cities have fallen for words. Free. The right words.
Iraq, inflammable.
The right words.
Islam, insidious.
The right words, said Lenin, are worth 100 regiments.
Impudent, infamous, correct.
Scathing words. You can say 4 blunt words, and a man will hit you in the face. Words.
Vitriolic words.
Sturdy.
Implacable.
Tramp.
Sarcastic.
Irreconcilable.
A little deluge of adjectives.
Words.
The strongest word is still the word free.
Believability.
Next to the word free, the best word is new.
Persuasive words.
The best word is new.
At your 7-Eleven, freedom's waiting.
For your kind of morning, our kind of freedom.
For you.
Other tested words are mistakes, stop, at last, and don't.
I'm sitting there on Sunday morning in the chief of police's office at a large table.
Torture.
He was listening to a football game.
Let's be upfront about it.
A football game.
Torture. T-O-R-T-U-R-E.
On a small transistor radio.
That's the bottom line these days.
And I had it very low.
It's replaced death. Even teenagers kill themselves these days, along with the depressed and terminally ill.
And I began to hear
death's a release from pain and anxiety and humiliation.
This very low,
valued reward.
Very low wailing sound.
But the threat of death just isn't enough to control people, so the ante's been raised.
Coming through the walls.
Now, it's torture.
Then it got louder.
And high-tech torture at that.
Then it got louder, and it was a moaning sound.
As the technocrats say, it's functional.
The chief of police told the colonel to turn up the radio.
That's why everyone who's intelligent and unanesthetized enough to care has sort of put their life on hold.
But then the sound got louder.
Underneath all the defensive layers of denial,
Turned to
we're all afraid of being tortured,
anguish,
or homosexually gang raped, or having it happen to someone we care about.
screaming.
And we're all self-consciously living a lie.
And I knew what it was.
We're all happy Joes.
And I knew that this man was being tortured with.
How did it happen here in the land of the free, in the home of the brave?
Tortured with electricity.
I mean, in some banana republic.
Well, it kept getting louder.
Some distant past, like the Spanish Inquisition.
And more horrible.
World War II, the Nazis, the fanatical Japs.
And each time.
But not us Americans.
And each time.
G.I. Joe.
And each time.
Frank Sinatra.
And each time.
Jerry Lewis. Autumn in New York.
The chief would tell me, Colonel.
Baseball.
To turn up the radio.
College football. Glenn Miller.
Pretty soon.
Somehow it doesn't fit with torture.
Pretty soon the radio was very, very loud.
But it does, of course it does.
I could still hear those sounds.
Because it was always a facade, the image of America. And now the facade has finally failed.
Anguish.
Like a burned out clutch.
Screaming.
Or a decayed tooth that breaks open.
Horrible.
They both smell bad. Strange. Ominous.
Going back to the office in the embassy, naturally I was speculating who that possibly could have been.
Yellow and black and yellow and black and rectangular.
Rectangular, yes. And what else?
Well, yellow and black and rectangular.
Rectangular, yes. What else?
Well, doctor, it has kind of black and yellow and black and
rectangular, yes.
it has kind of shapes inside.
Yellow, black, and shapes inside.
Oh, I see them everywhere.
What else?
It has kind of wedge shapes inside.
Yellow, black,
and yellow
and with
rectangular.
wedge shapes inside.
Oh, I see them everywhere. Do you hear me?
There. Just lie back.
Black
and yellow with...
everywhere. Do you hear me?
There, Mrs. Black.
Well, wedge shapes.
Mrs. Wedge.
Everywhere.
There. Back on the couch.
What does it mean?
Rectangular, black, and with wedge shapes inside.
Oh, I see them everywhere.
Just lie back on the couch.
What does it mean?
Yellow and with black shapes.
Wedge shapes inside.
Inside.
Everywhere. Do you hear me?
There, back on the couch.
What does it mean?
Mrs. Yellow, back on the couch.
What does it mean? Am I losing my mind?
Just lie back on the couch.
What does it mean?
Just lie back.
Am I losing my mind?
There.
Everywhere.
Just lie back.
Do you hear me?
There, Mrs.
Everywhere. Do you hear me?
There.
Do you hear me?
Mrs.
Rectangular.
Mrs. Rectangular, yes.
Am I losing my mind?
What you have been seeing everywhere you look are those yellow and black signs used to indicate a fallout shelter in buildings.
So you see these signs too, Dr. Black?
Why, sure, Mrs. Rectangular.
Oh, well, I feel better already.
Guns. Guns.
Weldon. Hey, Pa! Look!
Guns.
Oh! Man for the man! Man for the man!
Guns.
attractive target. Attractive target.
And all the roses fall.
Guns.
There's a real Western story for you.
Guns.
Gosh, what excitement.
Guns.
Gee.
Let's get out of here. Don't move for that door, either of you. That's Hickok's voice. Where is it? I don't know. I can't see nothing. You don't have to see me. Now, just settle down, you two. We're going to have a little talk. We'll just sit back and wait. Stacy and I can wait as long as you can.
We can't stop.
Can't we, Stacy?
Can't stop.
Drag out your harmonica, Jingles. Might as well have a little music while we're waiting. Harmonica?
Can't stop.
Oh, sure thing, Bill. Something happy.
Guns.
Quaker Puffed Rice Sparkies and Quaker Puffed Wheat Sparkies. Those delicious, nutritious breakfast cereals shot from guns. Yes, shot from guns.
Can't stop. Get up in there.
We'll just sit back and wait.
Bursting forth with gigantic grains of goodness.
They want shooting, we'll give them their money's worth. Come on. We'll just sit back and wait. Guess you can start on the harmonica now, Jingles.
All right.
Better put that fancy gun in your hand. You might need it.
All right. I'll take my gun.
Now, we're going to have that talk.
My money.
See, in this world, there's two kinds of people, my friend. Those with loaded guns.
Gee.
Those who dig. You dig.
Well, the difference between justice and murder.
He's coming out. I can see his horse.
Gosh, what excitement.
Go ahead. Load up and shoot.
I was right there listening, and I just couldn't leave till I heard both the stories.
Time sure flies. You only know how to play, or do you know how to shoot?
I'm going to kill you with this one bullet if you try to take his gun. So, come on, take it. If you can.
Hand it over. You'll be dead before you can draw the hammer back.
That's so.
Good shooting. Very good shooting.
Where'd you get that? Come on, stay back and hold 2 shots. Now, who wants the second one?
Well, you know music. And you can count. Bravo. All the way up to 2.
Drop your gun, Phil.
Don't do it. He killed Sal, but we got 4 guns, and he's only got 1 bullet left in that Derringer.
One's better than none.
We got him.
See if that's true. Count to 3.
All the way up to 6 if I had to. Maybe faster than you. 1.
When I say 3, draw. 1.
If you say 2, I'll kill you.
He counts 2.
Gee, I'll kill the next man who speaks.
Gosh, what excitement.
Fight!
Wait a minute. Good shooting.
No, don't shoot again, Hickok. That wasn't Bill. That was me, Jingles. And don't break for that door again.
Stop him, man.
You can have them now if you like.
Guns.
Dead man's past door.
Guns.
He didn't like my joke. We'll listen to him in a little while.
Stop him, Ed. Bring him down. Stop him, Ed. Bring him down. Bring him down. Bring him down. Bring him down.
shooting just fine. You missed it.
Too late. Why?
You crazy-eyed fool.
What are we going to do, Sheriff?
Start closing in. I'll come in from this side. That doesn't beat all. What's going on, anyway? Hickok, Jingle, Sourdough, all of them vanishing into thin air. There's something downright weird about this whole thing.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a wind that I heard once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a wind bye. Someday I'll wake up on a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble smell like lemon drop, away above the hay, away above my chimney top, where I'll find me. Somewhere over the there's a lullaby. If happy little bluebirds fly me on the way, but why, oh, why can't I?
The loudspeaker spoke up and said, the
The loudspeaker spoke up and said. The loudspeaker spoke up and said. The loudspeaker spoke up and said, Christianity is stupid. 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 Communism is good. Communism is good. Communism is good. Communism is good. Give up. Give up. Give up. Give up. Give up. Christianity is stupid. Christianity is stupid. Christianity is stupid. Christianity is stupid. Give up. Give up. Give up. Christianity is stupid. Christianity is stupid. Communism is good. Christianity is stupid. Communism is good. Give up. Give up. Give up. From 5 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. From 5 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. From 5 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. Communism is good. Christianity is stupid. Christianity is stupid. Communism is good. Christianity is stupid. Christianity is stupid. Communism is good. From 5 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. Communism is good. Christianity is stupid. Christianity is stupid. Communism is good. 17 hours a day. Give up. Give up. Give up. Give up.
Shop as usual. And avoid panic buying.
Good evening. Topping night casts a possible link between murder and music.
Music performed by a rock group right here in the Bay Area.
4 members of a Midwestern family were murdered. The 16-year-old son is the prime suspect. Members of the experimental rock group Negativland have been drawn into the case, and prosecutors won't even tell them for certain that how their music might be involved. Hal Eisner has our report.
It was the kind of murder case that friends and neighbors said didn't make sense. They didn't understand how an A student from a good family could murder his brother, sister, and parents with an axe.
He was not a homicidal maniac. He did not show any signs of wanting to hurt anyone.
David Brahm was accused in the multiple axe slayings, but now, almost 3 months later, many are still wondering why. One explanation may involve a Bay Area music group called Negativland. Negativland's music is highly critical of the mass media, nuclear war, and handguns. The group thinks their music is humorous, but they don't find it a bit funny that one of their songs poking fun at religion may have sparked a dispute among the Brahms, triggering the murders. They say federal authorities asked them to cancel a long-planned 17-city tour and eliminate live performances until the conclusion of the investigation. The probe apparently involved their song, Christianity is Stupid.
Christianity is stupid.
It's hard to listen to the cut and not laugh. If you have any sense of humor at all, or whatever, it's hard not to see the humor in it, and that it would result in anything as serious as this, I think is ridiculous.
This isn't the first time controversial music has been linked to tragedy. Charles Manson said his murder spree was influenced by the Beatles' Helter Skelter. It's believed Night Stalker suspect Richard Ramirez was influenced by AC/DC's Highway to Hell album. An Ozzy Osbourne song, Suicide Solution, became the focal point of an actual suicide case involving a Southern California teenager.
What you can say is that music is a bystander involved to a certain degree, but most unlikely that it generated the mayhem. If it did, there'd be a lot more mayhem around.
Meanwhile, the members of Negativland are hoping for a speedy conclusion to the Brahm case in Minnesota and eventually a return to their live performances and a career that after 9 years had finally taken some positive turns. But a quick end to the bizarre murder case may be in doubt. A Minnesota judge has ruled that David Brahm will face trial as a juvenile. The prosecutor wants Brahm tried as an adult, and he's appealing. I'm Hal Eisner, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
It'll be several months before the court decides whether to try David Brahm as a juvenile or an adult. The date for his murder trial can't be set until that decision is made. That means it's also not clear how long the band will be restricted from performing.
This is Pennywise. Joan, you're next.
This is Sue.
Hi, Sue. How can I help?
Jim, I really have a problem with impulse buying. I never have money left for anything.
Oh, why?
Jim, I really have a buying impulse problem with buying.
Okay.
Buying anything.
Now, wait a minute. Go ahead and use some of that money to bring some happiness.
Jim, I really have a problem. Jim, I never have money left for impulse buying.
A lot of people have that problem. Take cash.
Good idea. I feel we really need to buy right away.
After all, money is only paper and metal till you put it to use.
I never have money left.
But we've already decided to buy.
Impulse.
I really think it'll help.
Good idea.
Oh, thanks. Okay, let's go to line 4. This is Pennywise. I'm Jim Phillips, and your name is...
Bob.
Hi, Bob. What can I do for you?
I get confused by all the claims made in commercials.
This is Pennywise. Line 6. You're on. And your name is...
Bob.
Caller number 5. You're on the air with Pennywise. I'm Jim Phillips.
I get confused by all the claims made in commercials.
Let's go to line 7 on Pennywise. Hi, I'm Jim Phillips.
Bob. Commercials. I get confused by all the claims made in commercials.
Oh, well, listen. I think your first responsibility is to yourself and your family.
The what?
Thanks for the call. Hello, you're on Pennywise with Jim Phillips, and you are...
Bob.
Okay, let's go to line 4. This is Pennywise. I'm Jim Phillips, and your name is...
Bob. Commercials.
Hello, caller?
I get confused by all the claims made in commercials.
And your name is...
Bob.
Hi, Bob. What can I do for you?
The what?
Go ahead.
I get confused by all the claims made in commercials.
You sound frustrated.
It's because I am.
Well, my kids and I, for example, love to build things with scrap lumber.
The what?
All right. Thanks for the call, Carl.
Bob.
This is Pennywise. Line 6. You're on.
Bob.
Yeah, Barb.
Bob.
Go ahead.
Claims made in commercials. I get confused.
Why?
I get commercials confused.
I can imagine.
The what?
Well, many religious people follow the biblical plan of tithing. You may want to visit with your clergy about it, but of course...
The what? The what? Commercials. I get confused by all the claims.
And your name is...
Bob.
Yeah, that's a tough one. A lot of people have that problem.
The what?
Truth in advertising.
I get confused.
Advertising, though, can be a really good source of information because of the truth in advertising policy.
The what?
Because of the truth in advertising policy.
The what?
Truth in advertising.
The what?
Truth in advertising. Truth in advertising. You see, the law requires advertisers to tell the truth.
The what?
The truth. The truth. To tell the truth. Truth in advertising.
Good point.
So listen carefully to the wording of an ad.
The what?
The truth in advertising.
The what?
Well, then you have to decide if honesty goes both ways, right? after all. So, this is Pennywise. You're on the air. Hi, Bob. What can I do for you?
Yeah, Jim, this is Charlie.
Okay.
I've got a moral question for you. The what?
Wait a minute. Thanks for the call, Bob.
This is Charlie. I've got a moral question for you.
Well, that's a matter for your own conscience, Charlie.
I figured you'd say something like that.
All right. Why don't you give it a try this year?
Okay, but they'll never catch it.
Well, thanks for calling, Charlie.
Thanks.
This is Pennywise, line 6. You're on.
Yeah, Jim, this is Charlie.
Those headlines. I don't know what the world's coming to. Are you worrying about the world or just the sugar shortage? Both. We'll never survive this war. Coca-Cola, the country, or any of us.
It is first necessary to grasp the simple fact that both Coke and Pepsi are totally familiar brands to everyone on this planet. Their saturation advertising strategies reached the 100% saturation point long ago. The actual value of these ad campaigns are now questionable since everyone has tried both these drinks and everyone already knows everything about them that they will ever need to know. Therefore, if either one of these soft drink giants care to reap a monumental windfall of unearned profits by doing absolutely nothing, they can simply begin placing their media ads and commercials every other month rather than every month. 6 months of ad placements per year rather than 12, resulting in millions per year in extra profits. Savings on TV costs alone would be astronomical. Our easily provable contention is that these 6 interspersed months of no visibility will have no recognizable effect on sales whatsoever. People are no longer buying Coke or Pepsi because of their commercials, and certainly not on the basis of monthly exposure to these commercials. No one will notice the missing commercials, and yearly sales will be the same as they are now with monthly commercials. Ultimately, this new form of de-escalating advertising competition could end up eliminating Coke and Pepsi ads for whole years at a time. One World Advertising offers up this simple yet revolutionary advertising strategy to both Coke and Pepsi copyright free. We expect nothing in return. Who will be first? I wonder.
Cut. How great was that? Is he worth the money?
Okay, here we go, folks. Start the wind. And the smoke. And playback.
I need a Pepsi. I need a Pepsi. I need a Pepsi. Cut. That's great. Let's look at these.
Why is this commercial? Why is this commercial? Why is this commercial? Why is this commercial going to sell Pepsi?
Hi, I'm me, and I'm using this to sell you this.
Pepsi. Pepsi.
Hi, I'm me, and I'm using this to sell you this.
Pepsi. Pepsi. Pepsi.
Hi, I'm me, and I'm using this to sell you this.
Feel good about Pepsi. Feel good about Pepsi.
Hi, I'm me, and I'm using this to sell you this.
I need a Pepsi. Pepsi. Pepsi.
It's that last 1 foot, I call it, in the supermarket, where that 1 foot between your hand reaching this direction or that direction is an emotional one.
Why is this commercial?
And that's the bonding you want to get.
Why is this commercial?
1 foot, I call it.
Why is this commercial?
That 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot. Cut.
You're picking people to represent traditionally perceived roles for black people. Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, the servants, the traditional role. Here are the black athletes. Use the role that people are comfortable with seeing blacks in to help sell a product. But don't use blacks in roles that are expanding the parameters, that are putting blacks in new and in different settings.
Hi, I'm Herschel Walker. I'm not just running through a line when I say, hi, I'm Herschel Walker. I need a Pepsi.
Pepsi. Pepsi. Feel good about Pepsi. 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 Feel good about Pepsi.
Testimonials by celebrities.
And that's why Michael, whose face you like, or we know that a large number of people are crazy about him, as soon as you see him, say, oh, I wonder what this is going to be about.
You're a whole new generation. $5 million to star in 2 90-second ads. Pepsi.
Are you sure you want to use a celebrity?
This is no time to go digging around in the past for laughs.
I'm not digging around for laughs, Larry. I'm digging for confidence to face the future.
Future.
When I think of the future, I think of this business of mine. A long time ago, I hitched my wagon to a star. There was a drink, pure and wholesome, delicious to taste, refreshing. And they trademarked it Coca-Cola.
The condolences of every person at Pepsi-Cola are with you.
I got fired by my boss. Pepsi.
We have to look great for Pepsi-Cola.
I nailed Jesus to the cross. Pepsi.
Well, you gotta pay the price.
Powdered mashed potatoes in the cupboard for 3 years. Alcoholic husbands driving frantic wives to tears. Poor old widow's house burned down. Pepsi.
Genius of the soft drink world. Get the goddamn company to pay the bill.
Tractors plowing down the hills. Pepsi.
Kids are still drinking Pepsi at the general store while
Ghastly stench of puppy mills. Pepsi. Sheets with stinking urine.
hard feelings are.
Bloody shards of glass. Mud flaps burned by hot exhaust.
Your product.
Drunkards passing gas.
See how much you save.
Children dying of disease. Pepsi.
The press I delivered to Pepsi was my power. I can use it any way I want.
Leading helpless teens astray. Pepsi.
Sword. It cuts both ways.
I can't find the strength to say Pepsi.
Forget it!
Medicated ointment being spread on painful racks. Old outdated software getting thrown into the trash. Everything still tastes the same.
Think I can.
Pepsi.
You know, that's just the way I feel about my boys. I feel if they can go out on the routes and do a good job, well, it's because I showed them the ropes. Ben Hawley is the sales side of my business. He handles the training, but I trained Ben. And I signed up for the films and records that have been so important a part of our training program.
You don't expect the boys to sit around and look at a lot of pictures, do you?
This program is more than just a lot of pictures, Larry. It's a training program.
When your brain is doing that, it's either this or that. Well, it could be this, it's either this or that.
If you think Pepsi tastes better than Coke, it tastes better. It tastes better. I mean, if you think it tastes better, it tastes better. If you think Coke tastes better than Pepsi, Coke tastes better.
Depends on the strength of the brand in the mind. Depends on the strength of the brand in the mind. Depends on the
you think Coke tastes better than Pepsi, Pepsi tastes better than Coke. It tastes better. It tastes better. If you think Coke tastes better, it tastes better. Pepsi tastes better than Coke.
Depends on the strength of the brand in the market. Depends on the strength of the brand in the market. Depends on the brand and the strength of the market.
I mean, it tastes better. It tastes better. Pepsi tastes better than Coke. It tastes better. Coke tastes better. It tastes better. The human mind's very important.
Depends on the strength of the brand in the market. Depends on the strength of the brand in the market. Depends on the brand and the strength of the market.
The human mind's very important. It tastes better. It tastes better. Pepsi, Coke tastes better. It tastes better. Coke tastes better. I mean, better. It tastes better. Pepsi better than Coke. I mean, if you think that the quality of the product is the quality of the product oftentimes is in the mind.
When your brain is doing that,
the taste is in the mind. I mean, it tastes better. The human mind's very important.
when your brain is doing
The taste is in the mind.
It tastes better.
The taste is in the mind.
Tastes better.
Well, I don't see it. It's quite simple. When you think of tomorrow, you think of getting more and more people to drink Coca-Cola. That's our job. Well, you bear down, you press, you push, you put out effort, and you get results. That's how we lick the depression, Larry.
Please, Mexican, please, shake up a Coca-Cola and put it up the prisoner's nose. Shake up a Coca-Cola and put it up.
Not again! No!
Shake up a Coca-Cola and humanitarian effort.
You're the firm leg, and I'm the leg that spreads out, reaching always for more and more and still more. That's the story of this business. And I hope that the more and more and more that was yesterday will help us to see the more and still more that is tomorrow. Always tomorrow.
When 7-Up has got me down, when high C gets me low, my Labatt's blue ain't blue, it's brown. My Nestle's Quick just makes me slow. When my sparkling cider's lost its shine, my can of Sharps is dull. Hawaiian Punch has knocked me cold. A feeling hits my skull.
And my mind just turns to Pepsi, and I couldn't tell you why. Smart drinks lead me to forget, and Coke won't get me high. When constant comment won't shut up, I'll sit right down and fill my cup with Pepsi. Drink it up.
When diet right to me is wrong, my country time's expired. My Minute Maid's an hour long. My Maxwell house won't get me wired. When my pet milk turns on me and my Five Alive is dead. When my royal crown's been overthrown, an impulse hits my head.
and my mind just turns to Pepsi, and I think of it a lot. My Swiss Miss just wasn't pure, and Kool-Aid isn't hot. When a wall of smoothies rough me up, I'll turn to a bigger cup of Pepsi. Drink it up.
When Samuel Adams makes me ale, Dr. Pepper's not around. When sweet success has let me fail, I crave a flavor most profound.
And my mind just turns to Pepsi when I look, I see, I buy. My Crystal Light has just burned out, and Canada's gone dry. My you who will not call to me, I am a loyal endorsee of Pepsi.
Drink it up.
It's just a funny thing.
Drink it up.
It's just a funny thing. A Pepsi commercial where there's the sun setting on this farm and you hear this noise, and you don't know what it is. And then you see in the back of the barn there's a soda machine, and this guy has a dollar bill. And then it takes it. And it goes, yes, yes.
Everybody, drink it up.
People like Coca-Cola. It's the single thing I know of that people can taste again and again, and more, and never grow tired of. Coca-Cola is a repeater, so much a repeater that when the trademark was questioned, the Supreme Court of the United States upheld Coca-Cola as a single thing from a single source and well known to the community. We were lucky. But if luck hitched our wagons to this star, faith kept them hitched.
Would a man living in Los Angeles understand what a seagull is? Do we know about the ants there in the grass? Would the ants in the grass understand what the man's hobo is? Do they know you can buy Pepsi in aluminum or glass?
For this commercial, the look, the style, and the music is everything. Lighting should be dramatic, but not shadowy. Location should be beautiful, but not weird. Clothing should be contemporary, but not punk. Casting should be characterizations, but not to the point of hoodlums. In other words, we can go out of the ordinary, but we can't live there.
Would advertising executive understand where the homeless live? Do we know about the bubbles in his glass? Would the bubbles in his glass understand what the man's golf cart is? Do we know you can die frozen underneath an overpass?
Every object, prop, and piece of clothing should complement each other. The photographic approach should be fresh, alive, and inspiring. Contemporary is a good word here, like the 501 Jean ads, like the Levi Cord Night ads, like the Honda scooter ads.
Heightened reality vignettes.
When we're back to back,
Heightened reality vignettes.
Heightened reality vignettes.
but when we're face to face, I'm
Heightened reality vignettes that all exist in the
Good luck, everyone. Good luck, everyone.
Los Ángeles, queremos que conozcan el gran sabor de Diet Pepsi.
Raindrops on kittens and schnitzel on roses, nose cream on my nose, whiskers and crisp eyelashes with noodles, wild geese that fly with their wings tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Ponies in dresses and warm doorbells and brown raindrops, girls with blue whiskers tied up with noodles, wild kettles that fly with bright copper wings. These are a few of my favorite things. The dog bites, the bee stings. I simply remember my favorite things, and then I feel so bad. Lashes that sting on colored girls tied up with blue satin sashes, wild brown girls tied up in warm strings, wild white girls that melt into nose cream. These are a few of my favorite things. Nose cream on ponies, nose cream on kittens, nose cream on roses and nose cream on mittens. Bells and 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 wild geese. When the bee stings, I simply remember my dog bites, and then I feel so bad.
sick.